ya to shegwa kan lambo nan buha sa can ai tolan la abraza ku zuwa kira tambala o insurance
o mala la fie ya to shegwa moso
manin ya sham ye irason wotaba kan nowa
ai dema Alhaji atuso pa yela le musba
kadir ya to abu atukon yar ka gbata so probitum latuma ma
ya ni yere ma ya bor bi ajala si nu wala mriya awuya bi abu ala si nu wala mriya
to tanya
ya ta gurbu tsara yi action.
The production of Tamaha is part of an awareness campaign to educate the Ghanaian public about microinsurance. The term microinsurance is used for insurance policies specially tailored to meet the needs of low-income households. They could include insurance against fire outbreaks for small-scale market sellers, educational policies to ensure a safe school career for one's children, or life policies to prevent families from drifting into extreme poverty should the breadwinner pass away. To be able to reach out to a large number of people from this target audience, each movie is created in the local dialect spoken in each production region. After previous films had been created in the Central Region, Accra, and the Volta region using the languages Twi, Ga, and Ewe respectively, Tamaha was shot in Tamale in the northern region of Ghana in the local dialect Dagbani. The story of Tamaha is about a young girl called Rashida. One day, as she returns from school, she is shocked to learn about the tragic death of her father. Her grandmother and uncle are poor and cannot afford her school fees. As a result, Rashida is forced to drop out of school and instead sells coconuts in the street to support her family. Alhaji, a wealthy man and business partner of her late father, had long set his eyes on her. Old enough to be Rashida's father, Alhaji realizes that he now has a chance to make the young girl his third wife. Hiding the fact that Rashida's father had actually contributed to an education insurance policy for his daughter before he died, Alhaji tries using his wealth to persuade Rashida's family to allow the marriage. After he corrupts Rashida's uncle with drinks and money, he seems to have achieved his goal. Little did he know that on the day of the marriage, the insurance agent would find out about his evil plot and his secrets would be revealed.
When I first wrote the script, as I said, I wrote it for the competition. Now I'd won the competition. The next thing is actually shooting the film. Now it's different.
Wow, this particular script, it went through a lot of processes, because after the first draft, we realized that the emotional, even though it was emotional, but it lacked a few stuff.
So my production manager, who is also the assistant director, did some changes to the script which were beautiful. So later, myself and Johannes, who is behind the camera, also did some more like a focus group discussion with the actor. So based on the research and the focus group discussion, it also informed the script. We got certain things, and then at the end of the day, we, completed the script.
It's a simple story that tells us what is insurance and how can insurance help you. You can get all this message just from this story alone without having to bore the audience with, yeah, so get an insurance cover, pay this amount of money, do this, do that, do that. You didn't have to bore them with all of that. Just the story alone tells you exactly what it is, what it does, and how it benefits you.
Rashida film can be in your person or you'll marry. So can change Korgatan and Kambama can cassette.
We had a close-up of her at that point where she was really sad and she was crying. Now, that show was so beautiful because it came out so natural. The tears, I was looking at her from behind the camera and I almost cried myself. Because that's what I was saying earlier. She seemed like someone who was going through like pain before.
Wow! Hey. Some people were even crying.
I would cry when I see that.
Man, it's very
serious, huh?
It's very serious. What is this?
That's what I'm saying. That girl, I don't know. She's, cut, start, and then the tears are coming again. Cut, and I don't know, but she's good. And I would say that later I got to understand that she actually related, to the story we were telling.
We realized the role the lady played. The lady dropped out from school because of her father died.
And ever since she's been wanting to go back to school. And someone wants to marry her right now. And she says no, she wants to go to school. But there's no money. So it's like she is playing a role which is actually her real life.
Yes, that's one of our films. It's now coming soon. It's not yet.
So you are here, huh?
Yes, I'm here.
Chairman, so how many films have you been acting in?
Since I started? Oh, I can't remember.
At the time we were doing the audition, for me, and I'm sure for you also, Johannes, you didn't know that they were famous. I was thinking that, we were thinking they were amateur actors until we finished casting, and then we got to know that, hey, these guys are like the Tom Cruises and Jolies of Tamale,
Everyone we get to. People are saying, lawyer Gbanli, hey, lawyer Gbanli. So, whoa, man, this guy is a great actor, man. And we're proud to use lawyer Gbanli in this project.
Tamale also has its own film industry, which is very vibrant.
We are now in Mawa Films production. Most of our films, we do edit them here.
They're making films every week. And those are the kind of films that these actors acted in. They are films that within 3 days you are done. You can shoot about 10 scenes in a day, even more than 10 scenes in a day. And they didn't know the dynamics of filmmaking. They were just acting in front of the camera, and all that the camera had to do was record. So those were the kind of films these guys were acting.
Hey.
We can shoot a film, connect it to deck, and then at that time those effects, and we can't do it at that time. But nowadays You can be seeing me flying, or when I do this, you can see fire from, so there is change.
Well, that man, you know, I think he's like Ejaku or Jim Carrey, like a comic kind of actor. And I think it was quite interesting because giving this kind of person this role, I think when people watch the film, they will like him but hate him. From the beginning, he's a likable character until he begins to be very antagonistic. And then, you know, when he tries to rape the girl and all that, that's where he becomes really mean. And it was quite interesting the way he played the role, putting aside, like, merging his comic part with the serious part. So I found it very good.
My first film, they call it Garkatang Dam. Garkatang Dam, that is my name.
Okay.
Do you know the meaning of the Garkatang Dam?
No, please.
Anywhere I pass is chic. I have a lot of 70 films.
You did 70 films?
Yeah. I did more than that. I can't count it. Come on in.
In Tamale, just like in Kumasi, they typecast a lot. So if you play the role of a drunkard, you play a role of a drunkard in every film till you die. You know. So the grandmother became a hit after she played the role of a witch and a wicked woman. So, and that has been the role she's been playing ever since, a wicked woman.
A lot of people think that I'm a witch. They have been telling me.
I would say I was impressed because she was able to like put that role aside and to play this new and like role she's never ever attempted before.
Oh, Mariam too is another extraordinary actress. She also made it so easy. I don't know, she and Alhaji together, you know, their scenes were always one of the easiest to shoot.
You can come in. This is where I live.
All right.
This is my normal place.
Okay.
I do go to farm small, and I do carpentering for my living. And acting is the role model for me as I know. That is the key thing I really like in my life.
Baba was really helpful. Like, I don't think we would have been able to get to where we got to if it wasn't for his help. Because apart from the fact that he acted in the film as the insurance agent, okay, he played a lot of behind-the-scene roles. At a point, he was more like even the assistant director because the people could not understand English. So I had to direct him to direct them, you know, and it was quite interesting. He really helped us. He helped us in finding the locations. He spoke to the people who were who owned those locations and everything. So for Baku Baba, it was really, really, really helpful. And without him, I don't think we would have been able to have things easy the way we did on set. Yeah.
And all of us, we was just like brothers and sisters.
It was so nice, friendly, both the characters, the cameraman, the director, the sound man, and you, of course, Johannes, you know. We work as a team, you know, we love each other.
That was brilliant. The energy in the group was positive throughout. And that was, for me, that's what kept me going. Even under the heat of Tamale, that was one thing that kept me going. There was no one time that anyone was angry or raised their voice or shouted. There was just positive energy throughout.
The reggae actors.